Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take a look at the sources you send our way and try to extract the most interesting and important insights.
That's right. We cut through all the noise and try to get right to the heart of the matter.
And the topic we're diving into today is one that you sent to us, Forex trading, but
with a twist.
yeah, with a bit of a twist.
A fascinating one.
Yeah, so we're looking at Forex trading through the lens of crocodiles.
Crocodiles, that's right.
So our source today is an article by Neil Fuller.
You know, he's known as the authority.
Yeah, the authority on price action trading.
He even won the $1 Million Trader competition.
Back in 2016, so he
2016.
clearly knows his stuff.
Clearly knows what he's talking about, yeah.
And what's really interesting is that Fuller connects crocodile behavior with successful trading.
He does. And you know, he lives in Australia.
Oh, right.
So he's able to observe crocodiles firsthand.
So picture this. Crocodiles, they're like the ultimate snipers of the swamp,
Yeah, just lie and wait perfectly still.
conserving energy,
Sometimes for days.
sometimes for days at a time.
They're not expending all their energy chasing every little fish that swims by.
Yeah, so they wait for the big, high-quality prey.
Hits them into range.
Exactly. And Fuller's point is that traders can learn a lot from this approach.
They can.
So instead of jumping into every little market fluctuation,
Which can eat into your capital.
right, because you have transaction costs every time you enter and exit a trade,
Exactly.
it's about being more selective, waiting for those high probability setups.
High probability meaning, you know, a setup where the conditions are right.
Right, so everything's lining up.
It's lining up. You're aligning with your trading strategy.
Right, so your strategy is saying,
Yeah, and the current market trends.
the current market trends are suggesting this is a good time to maybe,
A good time to strike.
right, to enter the market.
Yeah.
So it's not about constantly trading.
No, it's more about being, you know, selective.
Yeah, selective and patient, just like our crocodile friends.
Exactly. And Fuller practices what he preaches.
Oh, does he?
He does. He focuses on swing trading.
So what does that mean? What is swing trading?
Swing trading is where you hold trades for several days, maybe even weeks,
Okay.
to ride out the bigger market swings.
So less is more in this case.
I would say so, yeah. Quality over quantity.
Right. You're not trying to,
Scalp little tiny profit.
yeah, just get in and out, in and out.
Right. Rack up those transaction costs.
And getting whipsawed around by every little price movement.
Exactly. Yeah, getting caught in that choppy price action.
So this kind of brings us to another crucial point that Fuller brings up in his article.
Okay.
Strike rate.
Strike rate, yes.
He points out that crocodiles, they have an incredibly high strike rate
That's because they only attack
when they're almost guaranteed to win.
when they know
Yeah.
they've got this one.
And that's such a crucial lesson for traders.
It really is. It's about having that self-control
Yeah. Discipline,
Right.
waiting for your edge to present itself rather than
forcing trades, yeah.
yeah, forcing.
Trying to make something out of nothing.
Right. Avoid chasing those little fish and wait for that big juicy kangaroo to come by.
Exactly. That's the one you want.
Okay, so we're talking about avoiding risky situations. Fuller emphasizes that crocodiles,
They're masters
they are masters.
at risk management.
They've survived for millions of years because they've learned how to, how to
Avoid unnecessary danger.
avoid unnecessary danger,
Absolutely.
which translates directly to trading. We need to manage our risk carefully,
You did.
avoid overtrading,
Not risk.
not risking too much on any single trade.
On any single trade, that's right.
One bad trade shouldn't wipe us out.
It shouldn't, no.
You need to protect your capital.
You need to protect your capital so you can stay in the game.
Stay in the game for the long haul.
For the long haul, that's right.
I love this next point that Fuller brings up. He talks about how crocodiles conserve energy by waiting for those large meals.
Right, they get these large meals
Yeah.
that sustain them for much longer periods.
And that's a brilliant analogy for how traders should be managing their capital.
It is.
Instead of, constantly dipping into your fund,
Little trades here and there, yeah.
little trades here and there, it's about preserving your capital for those high probability trades where you can potentially make, a significant return.
Yes, where you can make a significant return and really make it count.
So minimizing trading activity can actually be a way to maximize profits in the long run.
It can, yeah.
It's about being strategic,
Strategic.
deliberate, just like a crocodile waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Waiting for the perfect moment to strike, exactly.
Speaking of adapting, Fuller points out that crocodiles,
They're remarkably adaptable
Yeah,
creatures.
they can learn quickly and they can adjust to changing circumstances.
They even can outsmart researchers trying to capture them.
Right. And this adaptability
is crucial in forex trading
is crucial.
because the market is constantly shifting.
Constantly in flux. What worked yesterday
Might not work today.
might not work today. So we need to be flexible and willing to adjust our strategies
We do.
as needed, right?
Absolutely. Sticking to a rigid plan.
Yeah, you can't just
And a dynamic market can be a recipe for disaster.
right. You got to be able to go with the flow,
Oh, you do.
like a crocodile navigating a changing river current.
Exactly. You got to be like the water.
Be like the water,
The
yeah.
Bruce Lee style.
And this is where Filler introduces his preferred trading style, price action trading,
Okay. Price action trading.
which is all about
Reading the natural language of the market.
yeah. So it's about
Understanding those patterns.
the patterns, the signals,
The signals that emerge from the price movements themselves.
right. So it's not about using external indicators or oscillators.
Not relying on
Yeah, not relying on those things.
those external things.
Yeah, it's about
But
understanding
what the market's actually doing.
what the market is telling you,
Yeah.
rather than trying to impose a preconceived system on it.
Thank-
So you're not trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
No, you're trying to
You're responding to what the market's doing.
be in harmony with the market.
So it's almost like a crocodile sensing vibrations of its prey in the water.
Yeah, it's about becoming attuned to the subtle cues and signals that the market is constantly giving off.
Okay, so Fuller contrasts this with rigid trading systems
Yes,
that may not adapt well to market shifts
those rigid systems.
because the market is constantly
Evolving.
evolving and changing. So if we were to summarize
Yeah.
Fuller's crocodile trading philosophy,
Okay, let's do it.
it's about patience,
Patience, yes.
discipline,
Discipline.
knowing your trading edge,
Absolutely.
and waiting for those high probability setups.
And waiting for those high probability setups.
And also understanding that, just like a crocodile,
Yeah.
doesn't need to eat every single fish in the river to thrive. A trader doesn't need to win every trade to be successful.
No, they don't.
Right. It's about
Quality over quantity.
picking your battles wisely
Picking your battles. That's right.
and making each trade count.
Making each trade count.
I think this whole analogy is incredibly insightful. It's amazing how much we can learn about successful trading from observing these creatures.
It really is. It's a powerful reminder that, some of the most effective strategies for success are found not in these complex algorithms or fancy indicators,
Yeah.
but in observing the timeless wisdom of nature.
Right. Going back to the basics, going back to nature.
Yes, the basics.
And speaking of which, Fuller does have a trading course that teaches this approach. But we're not here to
We're not here to sell anything.
No, we're not here to sell a product.
Right. We're here to
Let's play our ideas.
the ideas, exactly.
Yeah, and see what resonates with you.
So what do you think? Are you starting to see the parallels between crocodile behavior and successful trading?
I definitely am. It's really making me think about my own approach to the markets
Yeah.
and how I can be more patient
Yeah.
and selective in my trading. Me too. And it's a powerful reminder that sometimes the simplest strategies can be the most effective. But before we get too carried away, let's dive a bit deeper into some of the specific techniques that Fuller recommends for applying these principles in forex trading.
Okay, I'm eager to hear more about how we can translate this crocodile wisdom into actual actionable trading strategies.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Sounds good.
So we're back, and one thing that really stood out to me about how these ideas can actually be applied in forex trading is how Fuller connects the idea of crocodiles conserving energy to the concept of capital preservation in trading.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about making profitable trades.
It's just as much about
It's about minimizing losses
minimizing the losses.
to protect your overall capital.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't stay in the game if you keep, bleeding money on these bad trades.
Gotta stay in the game. So Fuller emphasizes that minimizing trading activity can actually be more profitable in the long run.
Right.
Sounds counterintuitive,
Yeah, it does.
but it's about waiting for those high probability setups and not wasting your capital on low quality trades.
The low quality trades.
So how can traders actually do this?
Well, that's a great question.
How do you identify those high probability setups
Yeah.
and avoid the temptation to overtrade?
That's where understanding price action comes in.
Okay.
So Fuller advocates for a style of trading where you're really just analyzing the raw price movements on a chart.
Okay.
So you're looking at things like candlestick patterns, support and resistance levels, trend lines.
So you're reading the market's language.
You are, just like those
Like
vibrations
the crocodile.
that a crocodile senses in the water.
Exactly.
You're trying to tune into that same kind of, you know.
So one key concept here, you mentioned it, is the trading edge.
The trading edge.
So it's about identifying a recurring pattern
Right, or set up.
or setups.
That gives you a statistically
Higher probability.
higher probability of winning than losing.
So you're not just randomly guessing
No.
or relying on gut feeling.
No gut feeling allowed.
There's a methodical approach
A methodical approach.
to finding those trades where the odds are in your favor.
Where the odds are in your favor, exactly.
And once you've identified your edge,
Right.
you need to have the discipline to wait for it to appear.
You do.
And this is where the crocodile's patience comes in.
This is it.
Don't chase every little price movement.
Nope.
Wait for those setups
Wait for those setups.
that align with your strategy
And your edge.
and your edge.
Absolutely.
This reminds me of something else Fuller mentioned about crocodiles.
Okay.
Their ability to learn quickly and adapt to changing circumstances.
Right.
He even talked about how they can outsmart researchers trying to capture them.
They're very intelligent creatures.
Yeah, and that adaptability is crucial in Forex trading as well.
Oh, absolutely.
The market is dynamic.
It is.
What worked in the past
Might not work
might not work today,
in the future.
in the future. So we need to be able to adjust
Right.
our strategies and even our trading edge
That's right.
as the market evolves.
As the market evolves.
So it's not just about having, a fixed set of rules.
Right. You got to be able to think on your feet.
You have to be flexible, constantly learning.
Constantly learning. Absolutely.
Fuller talks about the importance of having a growth mindset
Growth mindset.
when it comes to trading.
Yeah.
So be open to new information.
Always be a student of the market.
Test different approaches.
Yeah.
And be willing to refine
Refine
your strategies.
over time.
Yeah, that's a valuable lesson for
Yeah.
any field, really. But
Yeah.
in trading, where things can change so rapidly,
Yeah. The market moves fast.
that adaptability seems especially important. Absolutely. So I think Fuller's crocodile trading philosophy offers a really helpful framework for cultivating that mindset.
It does.
It's about being patient,
Being patient.
observant,
Observant.
and always ready to adapt to the,
The ever-changing currents.
ever-changing currents of the market.
Of the market.
I really like that.
Yeah.
You know what I find fascinating about this whole crocodile analogy?
What's that?
It really challenges this common perception of traders
Oh, yeah.
as these aggressive, risk-taking daredevils.
The Wolf of Wall Street image
Right. The Wolf of Wall Street
doesn't really
doesn't really align with
this approach.
the patient, calculated approach
Yeah.
of a crocodile.
Of a crocodile.
But Fuller's argument is that real success in trading often comes from a more disciplined and strategic approach.
It does.
So it's about thinking long-term,
Thinking long-term.
managing risk,
Managing risk.
and waiting for those high-probability
Did
opportunities.
we for those high probability opportunities?
And understanding that you don't need to win every trade to be profitable,
Right.
like a crocodile.
Like a crocodile can go weeks?
That can go weeks between meals.
Yeah,
A trader can be selective
that's right.
and focus on those trades with the biggest potential payoff.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
It's a very different perspective and one that I think a lot of traders could benefit from.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a very refreshing take on, trading psychology
It is.
that emphasizes the importance of patience, discipline, and adaptability.
All those things.
Qualities that aren't always associated with this fast-paced world of the financial markets.
Right.
Everything's always moving so quickly.
There's a lot of FOMO.
Yeah, a lot of FOMO, fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out, exactly.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the mindset
Yeah.
and the overall approach.
Right.
But let's get a little bit more practical.
Okay.
Fuller mentions price action trading
Yes.
as his preferred style.
His preferred style, yeah.
Can you break that down a bit more for our listener?
So price action trading is essentially about analyzing those raw price movements on a chart without relying too heavily on external indicators
Okay.
or news events.
So you're not looking at, what the Fed's doing.
You're not. You're really just looking at what
You're looking for clues in how the price is behaving.
exactly. You're looking at how the price is behaving rather than trying to predict where it's going
Right.
based on these outside factors. So some key tools in price action trading
Yeah.
are things like candlestick patterns,
Okay.
which show the open, high, low, and
Sorry, spar.
of a price bar over a given time frame.
Okay.
And then you've got support and resistance levels.
Right. So those are basically areas on the chart.
Areas on the chart where the price has historically struggled to break through.
So you're looking for recurring pattern?
Recurring patterns, exactly.
And signals.
Signals that suggest the price might be more likely to move in a certain direction.
Okay, so this is all about probabilities, not certainties.
Probabilities, not certainties, exactly.
The market can always surprise us.
It can.
But you're trying to
Tip the odds in your favor.
tip the scales, exactly.
Get those scales.
It sounds like it takes a lot of practice and experience to become proficient at price action trading.
It does. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Okay. Yeah.
It requires a lot of study,
Right.
chart analysis, trial and error.
Trial and error.
You got to be willing to put in the work.
So it's a skill.
But Fuller argues that it's a skill worth developing because it gives you a more, nuanced understanding
Of how the market works.
of how the market actually works.
Yeah.
You're not just blindly following someone else's system.
You're not just taking someone else's word for it.
You're developing your own judgment and intuition
Based on a deep understanding of price action.
based on that deep understanding that's powerful.
That's powerful, but let's be honest for a moment. Not everyone has the time or the inclination to become a master chart analyst.
Right. Yeah.
Are there any takeaways from Fuller's crocodile trading philosophy that can be applied by traders who maybe aren't as focused on price action?
Definitely. Even if you're not, a die-hard price action trader, those core principles, patience, discipline, risk management, adaptability,
All that stuff.
all that good stuff is valuable for anyone
Yeah.
involved in the market.
So no matter what your trading style is, these crocodile wisdom principles.
Can help you make more informed and strategic decisions.
Okay, that's good to know.
Absolutely. Think of it like this.
Okay.
Even if you're not a professional crocodile hunter, understanding how crocodiles behave
Yeah.
can still be helpful if you ever find yourself in a swamp.
Right.
It's about being aware of the dangers,
Right.
knowing how to navigate
Navigate the environment.
the environment
I
safely.
love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's about being prepared
Being prepared,
and having the right mindset,
having that mindset.
no matter what challenges you face.
Exactly. And in trading, that means, having a solid understanding of the risks involved.
Yeah, you got to know what you're getting into.
Managing your capital wisely, not letting emotions drive your decisions.
It's about being that calm,
Yeah.
collected crocodile
Collected crocodile.
in a market that's often full of,
Frantic little fish.
frantic little fish, yeah, all over the place.
Exactly.
Remember, even crocodiles don't catch every prey they target.
They don't.
They're prepared to miss some opportunities
They are.
and wait for the right moment to strike.
That's right.
Traders can learn a lot from that mindset.
Absolutely. It's about picking your battles.
So this whole conversation has been incredibly insightful. It's amazing how much we can learn about trading
Yeah.
and even about life in general
About life in general.
from observing the natural world.
It really is. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest strategies are the most effective, and that nature often offers the best models for success.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
But I have one more question for you before we wrap up.
Okay.
If you could distill Fuller's crocodile trading philosophy into one key takeaway,
One key takeaway.
what would it be?
That's a great question, I think. If I had to boil it down to one sentence, it would be trade like a crocodile patient, disciplined, adaptable, and always focused on preserving capital.
I love it. It's concise, and it really captures the essence of Fuller's approach.
Does.
It's about having that long-term mindset,
Yeah.
being selective in your trades,
Being selective, that's right.
not letting emotions
Not letting emotions
dictate your action.
dictate your actions. Yeah, that's key.
It's about being strategic, calculated,
Strategic and calculated.
not impulsive and reckless.
Yeah, you don't want to be reckless.
And ultimately, it's about understanding that success in trading,
Yeah.
like in nature,
Like in nature.
is often a slow and steady process,
It is. Slow and steady wins the race.
not a quick sprint to the finish line.
The tortoise and the hare,
That's a powerful thought
It is.
to leave our listener with. But before we go, Fuller does end his article with a pretty thought-provoking question
Oh, yes.
that I think we should touch on.
I remember that one.
He asks,
Yeah.
if even crocodiles, with their limited brain power, can master patience and discipline for survival, what does that say about our potential as human traders?
It's a humbling question, isn't it?
It is. It is.
It suggests that maybe our biggest obstacles in trading aren't intellectual,
Right.
but emotional.
It's not that we lack the knowledge or the tool.
Yeah, that's not. We have the knowledge.
Yeah.
We have the tools.
It's that we,
We often struggle to control our impulses and stick to a plan,
especially when things get tough.
especially when things get tough. Exactly.
So it's about bridging that gap
Bridging the gap.
between knowing what to do
No.
and actually doing it.
And actually doing it. That's where the real work is.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
That's it.
So it's about developing that self-awareness.
Yeah.
Emotional resilience.
Emotional resilience. You got to be able to bounce back from those losses because you will have losses.
You will have losses. It's part of the game
Card a game, yeah.
and the discipline
The discipline
to execute our trading strategy.
to execute that strategy.
Even when we're feeling
Even when you're feeling the fear,
fear, greed,
the greed,
doubt, all those emotions
all those emotions,
that can cloud our
they
judgment.
can really get in the way.
So maybe Fuller's crocodile trading philosophy can help us do that
Maybe it can.
by providing this powerful framework for cultivating those qualities.
I believe it can, yeah. It's about adopting that mindset of a predator.
Right. Patient, observant.
Patient, observant, always ready to seize the right opportunity.
And remembering that in trading, like in nature,
Like in nature,
slow and steady
slow and steady.
often wins the race.
Often wins the race.
Okay, so if a creature with a brain the size of a walnut
Yeah.
can become a master of patience and discipline,
They can.
surely we humans,
Yeah.
with our complex,
big brains.
big brains, our complex cognitive abilities,
Yeah. We should be able to,
we can do even better.
you should be able to do better. There's no reason why not.
It's a challenge
It's a challenge
we can all embrace.
we can all embrace.
And perhaps as we, navigate the waters of the Forex
The
market
waters of the market.
or any other endeavor in our lives,
That's right.
we'll find ourselves channeling
Channeling
the spirit of the crocodile.
the spirit of the crocodile.
Calm, collected,
Calm, collected, always ready to seize that perfect opportunity.
when it presents itself.
When it presents itself.
That's a beautiful image to end on.
It is.
But we're not quite done yet.
Oh,
We
we-
have one more part
Yeah,
to this deep dive
Okay, I'm excited.
where we'll explore some of the broader implications of Fuller's crocodile trading philosophy and how it can be applied not just to Forex,
Right.
but to other areas of life as well.
Other areas of life. Okay, looking forward to that. I think there's a lot more wisdom to uncover in this analogy.
Me too. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick break. So we're back for the final part of our deep dive into crocodile trading.
I'm excited to see where we go with this.
Me too. It's really striking how much this analogy resonates even beyond just, Forex trading.
It really is.
It's about this mindset that can benefit us in all sorts of ways.
Yeah, think about it. Patience, discipline, adaptability,
Calculated risk-taking
calculated risk-taking, all these things are qualities
Yeah.
that can help us
in any field.
succeed in any field. That's right.
Investing, starting a business, pursuing a creative passion.
Even just in our everyday decision-making.
It's about stepping back from that impulsive,
Yeah, that ready, fire, aim approach.
ready, fire, aim, right?
That often gets us into trouble. And it's about embracing a more strategic, thoughtful way of navigating the world.
Yeah, so Fuller's crocodile analogy really drives this point home.
It does.
These creatures have thrived for millions of years,
Billions of years.
precisely because they've mastered this art of patience and calculated action.
That's right.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most effective strategies are the ones that have, stood the test of time.
Absolutely.
And it makes you wonder, if crocodiles can embody these principles so effectively, what's stopping us?
Right. What's stopping us as humans from doing the same?
With our supposedly superior human brains.
Right. It suggests that maybe our biggest limitations aren't intellectual, but emotional.
It's about managing our impulses, resisting that short-term gratification, and focusing on that bigger picture.
That long-term vision.
So it's about being the crocodile in a world full of impulsive little fish.
That's a great way to put it.
So how can we actually apply this crocodile wisdom beyond just trading?
Yeah, how can we take this and use it in our daily lives?
What are some practical takeaways for our listener?
Well, one key takeaway is the importance of setting clear goals and having a well-defined strategy for achieving them.
So just like a crocodile wouldn't just randomly wander into the water hoping to catch something.
Exactly. They have a target in mind, and they wait patiently for the right opportunity.
So whether it's a financial goal, a career aspiration, or even a personal project, It's crucial to have that clear vision and a plan for getting there.
And a plan that includes contingencies.
Yeah, because things don't always go according to plan.
They don't, just as a crocodile might have to adjust its hunting strategy based on the conditions. We need to be prepared to adapt to unexpected challenges and setbacks.
Absolutely. Flexibility and resilience are key
Essential.
for navigating the unpredictable waters of life, just as they are in the Forex market.
Yeah, you got to be able to roll with the punches.
Another important takeaway is the power of calculated risk-taking.
Calculated risk-taking.
So crocodiles, they don't just attack any prey that comes along.
They don't know. They assess those risks and rewards.
Right, they're weighing the potential gains against the potential losses.
Exactly.
Making sure that the odds are in their favor.
That's right.
And this applies to so many areas of life.
Oh,
Whether it's considering a new job opportunity, making an investment, or even just trying a new restaurant.
right.
It's about making informed decisions
Informed decisions.
based on a clear understanding of the risks and the rewards.
And sometimes the most strategic move
Is to just wait.
is to wait, just like a crocodile.
It's conserving its energy.
Conserving energy for the right opportunity.
Yeah, so patience is a virtue.
Oh, especially in a world that often glorifies instant gratification.
It's about resisting that urge to jump into every shiny new thing that comes along.
Every shiny object.
And instead focusing on those opportunities that really align with your goals and your values.
That's right.
And remember, even crocodiles, they don't win every hunt.
Nope, they don't.
They're prepared to miss some opportunities
They are.
and wait for that right moment to strike.
That's right.
It's about having that resilience
The resilience.
to bounce back from the setback
That's back. That's right.
and the wisdom to learn from our mistakes.
And ultimately,
Wait,
it's about embracing that long game.
Yeah.
Just as crocodiles have thrived for millions of years through patience and adaptability, we can achieve lasting success
Yeah.
by cultivating those same qualities.
In our own lives.
In our own lives, absolutely.
This whole conversation has really gotten me thinking about how we often overlook the wisdom of the natural world.
You really do.
There's so much we can learn
There is.
from observing how animals and plants have
Adapted to survive.
to survive and thrive.
And thrive in those environments.
And Fuller's crocodile trading philosophy
Yeah.
is a perfect example of that.
It's a great example.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most profound insights
Yeah.
come from those simplest observations.
The simplest observations.
So it's about stepping back from the noise and complexity of our modern world
Yeah.
and tuning in to that timeless wisdom of nature.
Tuning into nature.
And maybe if we embrace a little bit of that crocodile wisdom, we can navigate the waters of life
the waters of life.
with more grace, resilience, and success.
With more grace, resilience, and success. I like that.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into crocodile trading,
Yeah.
I encourage our listener to reflect on these principles and consider how they might apply to their own life.
Absolutely.
Whether you're a seasoned Forex trader or just someone looking to make, more informed decisions, there's something to be gained from embracing this wisdom of these ancient predators.
Absolutely. Be patient, be disciplined, be adaptable.
And always,
always focus on that long game.
just like a crocodile patiently waiting.
For the perfect opportunity.
Strike!
Well said. On that note, I think it's time for us to sign off.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into crocodile trading. We hope you found it as insightful and thought-provoking as we did. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.